intro seem louder than the last time, or was it just my earphones?
It's always bumping. It's always
You know what?
it's always a slamming intro.
There's a lot of energy that we do in these streams. I think it was just maybe it was my headphones. Anyway, I fixed it. I think we're in better shape.
It's the prepper jam.
It is the prepper jam. It is 100%. Also, my camera's all like it's looking like everyone is facing some other direction.
I like kind of like the
exactly
the action cam that you got going.
It is. It's like my very own GoPro is what's going on. Welcome in, everybody. Episode 36 of Prep Talk Live. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me as always is Tup the Urban Prepper. Tup, what is up? There's so many things to talk about, but how are things in your world?
It's going okay. I'm a little as I was saying backstage during a wardrobe and makeup, I came from a memorial service, so that's why I'm a little bit more dressed up than normal. But I figured it's still appropriate to dress up for the live stream. But yeah, things are going all in all, things are going okay. I think so.
You look like a very professional prepper. Also, you do an excellent job with your own makeup.
Yeah, I mean, well,
yeah. Also, your hair. I like that you did your hair and then put a hat on. I think that is quintessential.
I shaved it, but for makeup, it's not necessarily makeup, but I've been on TikTok. TikTok. It's once you get it curated right as far as like what your feed is, there's some good stuff on there, and I've been so addicted to these like dermatologist type things, and so I bought one of the things that was recommended for like a mask. Like I never used a mask ever before that peels off all like the nasty stuff, and just because I saw some TikTok video, and so but I've been scaring the kids because I come out of the bathroom all in a black around my nose and stuff. But anyway, it's been my skin is going really great for the past week. So
that is fantastic. Yeah. Could we do like camo, like face paint on the
mask? Would be better. Like for preppers, like preppers don't want to have like a purple mask or something like that for skin. They want to have like camo. So
well, and also like
OD green or something.
Yeah, there are lots of people that are concerned with like closed circuit TV, like video cameras and things. Like if you had the mask, like that blurs out your face pretty well. Like should that
probably protect? Yeah, I think if you have the mask,
put in our go bags.
Yeah, it protects against 5G and all sorts of other things.
It's kind of like that algorithm that they came up with. It was a picture. And it was designed in such a way that facial recognition cameras could not understand what it was, and it just blanked out that area. And so there were people, and they would like take this picture and put it up, and the camera then couldn't lock on to their face or identify what the object was. So like we could put that on the face masks, and then like it's like an invisibility cloak.
I like it. Yeah, maybe you paint some extra eyeballs on it and stuff, so it's all confused. This guy has 4 eyeballs.
Pony Girl says you look like the man about town.
Oh, well, thank you.
I think that is fantastic.
I feel a little overdressed for the stream, but I know it's a friendly audience. So.
And also I will make this shout out. Denise had texted me earlier that on the Discord, on Tup's Discord, the Preppers Guild, they're doing a watch party right now.
They are. So that's awesome, Denise.
Special channel, and they're doing a watch party for us.
Wow!
So shout out to all of the Discord, all the Preppers Guilders out there.
We gotta get Denise. We need some special guests every once in a while to chat with, to kind of class it up a little bit. So I can only do so much with my clothes. It's just
we know, Tup. We know. We set the bar very low. Like it's just very like. Did you show up? Yes or no? Okay, great. Win or not? But yeah, I think we've been talking about it for as long as we've been talking about all the videos that we need to do.
That's true.
That we need to do that. So yes, so we will put that on the list. Maybe that should be that'll be like a big priority for like season 2 of the
season
podcast.
2.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get through to the middle of December, and then
we could get Sutton's Days, but we'll be really nervous during that one. I know. So
I get really nervous always. Like there's so many people I get nervous around.
Yeah.
Like Pigs Fly shows up, and I mean, I don't know what to do with myself.
City Prepper. Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of goodies out there.
Yeah, exactly. Chuck is here, and there's some expectation for the ones that have been here for like many episodes. Our core group of audience, like there is real pressure to show up and not plan out these shows. I think that's what we have. We have a lot of pressure to show up and not plan anything and just let it go.
I think that's we're at our best when it's all improvised. So it's like stand up.
But we have no idea what we're talking about.
I was like, oh, preparedness potpourri. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what that means? That means I don't have a plan. Like,
Okay.
I don't even have a kind of a plan. We just put that up there of like, okay, we need a title or something, and it seems like a good idea.
Well, speaking of like blackhead removals and stuff for with masks, is it appropriate to have for preppers? Should we have camo in our bug out bags? Is that too tactical?
So I don't know. I think maybe. I think some. I think like our bug out bags. I did them all black
Nice.
because I figured there's a little bit of a gray man aspect to it, and
Yeah.
also if you're moving at night, that's kind of camouflage without being overtly camouflage. You're walking like through the middle of downtown and you've got camo bag on. People are like, "Oh wow, there's something going on over there."
Yeah.
It almost draws more attention than less.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
Oh
what
my gosh,
happened?
this-
Oh my goodness.
Ah, crap. I'm glad I dressed up because Sutton Stage just arrived in the building.
I know. You were preparing. You've got your Sunday.
Should I button up the top button?
Yeah, don't show too much.
Okay.
Don't show too much.
Yeah, we are talking. We are discussing skincare.
Welcome to the chat, Sutton Stage. We are talking about skincare.
I do think that camo is a little too much for the bug out bag. Now the facial mask, yeah, probably a little too much too. But I've been using it and enjoying it. So
yeah, I think I kind of think about it too. Like I think I've mentioned that I have those morale patches for our bug out bags to kind of shift up what we outwardly portray ourselves to be.
Yeah.
Or to believe in or to think about or whatever. And I think there is something in there about, okay, if you were in a situation where you needed to cross some sort of a field or something like that, and you wanted to have some sort of camo to blend in.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I would just be curious about urban versus, if you're in the wilderness, I think it makes a whole lot more sense. If you're in like an urban area, then does it actually draw more attention to you?
Well, I love the idea. I think we talked about it. I forget what episode that we talked about that one, but it reminds me of Doc Brown for Back to the Future 2, where he had that suitcase with all the different currency for the different time frames. And if I just imagine you having a little mini suitcase with a bunch of morale patches for different occasions. Like you'll have your Portland Antifa one, and then you'll have like a Don't Tread on Me one, and some other prepper one. So.
Yeah, I think one of the best ones that I have is I have the Don't Tread on Me patch. And then someone made a parody of the Don't Tread on Me patch, which is like a kid's drawing of a snake, and it says like don't step on snake, but the snake is misspelled and everything. So like you can have both of those, like depending on which like county and area you're in, you can switch around.
I think it's a great idea. Like I'd be interested in like what the top 25 morale patches should be for all occasions. Cause I like the
for all occasions.
Yeah, for the different wherever you're at. Like,
is it a cocktail party? Is it a summer prep out? Like, what are we doing? What's happening?
If you're at certain neighborhoods, or if you're out like in a I don't know, a tactical, you want to have like a Murica one would be good. And I like the Don't Tread on Me. I don't know if I talked about the Cornholio version of it that says,
yes,
are you threatening me? I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I think because I do think especially like Oregon is like I think a great example of if you live in Portland, if you live in Eugene, those are very much they are very, I would say, left liberal on the spectrum. The rest of Oregon, for the most part, is very conservative. It's very agricultural, especially out in Eastern Oregon and Southern Oregon. So you have these very different kind of ideologies at play. And so like if you go from Portland and you go to Bend for a weekend or something, the like campaign signs are very different. The attitudes are very different. Like there's a lot of difference there. And so as you're traveling through, it's not always like you don't always want to be from Portland in some of those areas. And you may not want to be from, Bend or Madras or Prineville or something if you're in Portland, depending on, where you're at and what that is.
Yeah, I think having like some sports teams, I think would be good too. Like I don't know. I think like during the maybe during the apocalypse, if you see someone with like in Seattle, like with like a Seahawks a morale
Yeah.
patch, maybe you cut them a little more slack than you would someone else. So I think
I
it's
don't
an
know.
awesome it's an awesome
Yeah.
topic, and you should make a video on it. And you
Yeah,
should have
exactly.
and
We
you should have
should we should
Sutton's Days also. We need her input.
can she can the morale patches? I mean, I know we were talking about canning the
Oh.
moisturizer and stuff. Yeah, they were.
Can you have morale patches for your canned goods? Like I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Just
There's a whole market
to
for this,
inspire them.
Yes.
Can you inspire the green beans to be more than they are? Is that a thing that can happen?
Yes.
All right, I'm just checking the somebody says bumper stickers are very anti-gray man. Agreed. 100% agree
Yes.
on that one. That was one of those life lessons that I think it was my dad or my mom told me like a long time ago. That was like when I first got my car or when I was going to college, and you know, they were bumper stickers and things. It was election year and everything. And they were like,
Yeah.
you know, just know that if you put a bumper sticker on your car, like it's really hard to get that off without like damaging the paint or whatever. And if you change your mind, or if you don't want to be obvious, or for example, if there are people that if, you know, they go to University of Oregon and they go to Oregon State University's campus,
Yep.
you know, you don't necessarily want to make it obvious that you like in a rivalry city, like somebody might, you know, key your car or something like, you know, and same thing with someone from Corvallis going to, you know, U of O or vice versa. Like you just don't always want to make your allegiances or preferences obvious. And especially in a way that you can't really undo if you change your mind.
Yeah. I'm anti bumper stickers. I think that,
yeah,
just don't even do it. But I also don't do like, I don't have political yard signs and stuff like that. I'm also anti that. Like it's giving out too much info to people. So
top 2024. That's not a thing that we have.
KC 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
The prepper party, like that's like it's a hey, new party came out. It's,
yeah, exactly.
Two party
Cup
system
and the loved one.
There. Yeah,
bringing smiles to the apocalypse in 2024. That's
I think if you have like a magnet one, but maybe because you could take it off easier. But still, yeah, I agree that it's no matter what. Like if you put a Seahawks one on, and then some 49ers fan comes in, he's got to key your car. So you gotta be more careful. And I also don't understand why you would put it on a nice car. Like if you have an expensive car, why are you putting a bumper sticker on it?
Exactly. Yeah, I especially too, like depending on where you are, like it's really difficult to get the adhesive off. Like you have to. I put my parking stickers, which were the only stickers I ever put on a car. When I was in college, I put them on the windshield so that you could use like a razor blade and scrape them off because they would be baked on and there was rain and frost and cold and everything else. So you basically had to like chisel them off. If they had been actually on the bumper of your car, there's no way you're getting those off without either repainting your bumper or getting a new bumper or leaving them on.
Yeah, I think bumper stickers are the tramp stamps of cars. I think you just don't do it.
Tramp stamp of cars. So, Trump, tell me about your tramp stamps experience.
It's a good idea in college when you out drinking and stuff, but just I don't think it's. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that was, you know, I had a moment like that in Montana where someone said something that was very inappropriate, and I, instead of just acknowledging that, decided in my own way to be like, well, I experimented in college.
I thought that was my inside. That was my inside voice that was talking.
Yeah, and I almost became a hate crime. That was a whole Montana moment.
I wonder what I like regional Scott. Yeah, they're talking about the prepper political party. I think that's we should probably explore that. What the prepper political party's agenda is like. What's our platform?
Canned goods for everyone. Chuck says, ask me about my Amway. That's his defense. That is a fantastic. You know, that is another thing. So we've talked about Gray Man and we've talked about Yellow Jacket. You know, I've kind of brought that up a couple of times. There is something else to be said, and I've heard some comedians talk about it. They're usually female comedians, but there is a truism to it and their experience of it, which is, you know, sometimes they will, like if you see somebody coming and you don't really want to talk to them, or it's nighttime or something, you like start talking to yourself and acting like you have some sort of a mental situation going on to deter people from kind of being around you. And so I wonder what we would call that, because there's kind of like the yellow jacket, which is like aggressive defense, and then you've got gray man, which is blending in. Like, what is like the crazy?
Yeah, I think it's a good disguise.
Idea.
This is years ago, probably in the year in the year 2000. But it's in the year 2000.
I feel like you're a bit late for that.
Yeah, sorry. I was in Chicago, and I wanted to go see where Michael Jordan played. I went to the United Center, and I was taking the L train over there, and I got off on the wrong neighborhood. It was a rough part of town, and I'm like, oh, and I'm wearing like real young and pretty naive, and wearing these bright, obnoxious clothes. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get there. This is a bad. And so I'm walking by these dudes that look like they're like, who is this guy? And I acted like I was completely, hey guys, I was acting completely nuts, like I'm some crazy person. And they're looking at, I didn't get messed with. I just kind of walked right through it, because I was like, there's some crazy dude that walked into town with this. I had this like comic book like button up like that you got at Hot Topic back in the day. Anyway, I made it through by being a very crazy, like, and that was my survival instinct long before I identified as a prepper. So
well, and before you actually became really crazy, which is a whole different
that's
thing.
true.
Like,
yeah,
that's
little did they know.
Yeah, exactly. So just a couple of things. So one is, hi to Karen. We got the Discord people are here. Karen. They are showing up. We need a link to the Discord. Denise, can you put a link to the Discord? So a while back, I don't know if everyone knows the story of the Discord. Tup created this Discord.
Yeah.
Which drove me nuts, because it was one of those ideas that I had in my head of like, I wonder about this. But he did it so much better than I ever could have dreamed of. And put it together and put it out there. And so there are a few of us, I think, of the originals that have.
The OGs.
I have to get my pin. I feel like I should wear it every time I'm on here. The Preppers Guild pin.
Limited edition. Yeah.
Limited edition. I keep that with all of my special materials on my desk. Yeah. And so there is this Discord server. There's, I don't know, like 1,000 or 2,000 people that are on it. Cool. There's all kinds of categories and stuff. There was a time where I used to do like weekly challenges, and then I became like a deadbeat admin and didn't for a while. And so then Denise has been putting them up there, and then I keep saying I'm going to start putting up more, and then I continue to be a deadbeat and not do it. So one of these days I will have weekly ones. Denise has like a whole scoring system with the weekly challenges. Awesome. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Denise is the one that Denise and Sutton's Days, I think, both got me into canning. But yeah, Denise has been really super valuable on the Preppers Guild. And I got the Preppers Guild tramp stamp, actually, so I don't have the pin anymore. It's on the small of my back. I have that, so it's with me forever. So
things that I don't doubt for 200, please, Alex. That is fantastic. You should have like a Kangol hat that has the Preppers Guild on it or something. Like we should have a whole thing on that. We should bring that back, because that was fantastic. Sutton's Days is wanting to make this R-rated real fast.
Yes.
Like she shows up, we get nervous, and then she asks to see, us. It's a whole
see a little
thing.
Skin. It's a
exactly.
It's for 18 and over. We have to. It's special.
Pony Girl has a great addition to the. Make sure you smash the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe. We have quite a few people in here tonight, so that's nice. That's good. We've gotten a whole different thing. First off, that's a tender spot.
That is true. That's
a very tender spot. And it's just not my inner thigh. I mean, I don't like. You gotta spread it out a little bit. I mean, there's mountains and things, like you can utilize a lot of area there. Doesn't just need to be like a tramp stamp.
You have the prepper adjacent tattoo on the inner thigh. I have
Mhm.
the Preppers Guild tramp stamp on the middle of my back. I'm curious what Sutton Stays and what Denise has for their what are like the common prepper tattoos of the community.
Sutton's Days has
It's the
an
ugly chicken.
entire.
She has the ugly chicken one
She has the
somewhere.
Candelorian as a
Or the
full
Candelorian would
back
be
tattoo. Just her whole back is just the Candelorian. That's
that
100%.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
I was gonna say the ugly chicken one would be good too, but or she could get like a Mike Tyson style Candelorian or something on the
exactly.
once Sutton Stays does some time in the joint, she'll come
Yeah,
out with like
exactly.
with the Candelorian on the face.
Candelorian. That's how she does that crazy defense. She's in the yard, on rec time, and all of a sudden she's like, "I am the Candelorian." It
Yes.
turns around and she has it.
An
Oh,
ugly chicken
chicken.
straddling the Candelorian. Wow, yeah,
Okay, hold on. We need
it's
some
18.
clarification here.
It went 18 over. There we go.
We need some clarification
Yeah.
here. Is that like the Candelorian, like the ugly chicken is like riding the Candelorian
Yeah,
like
I
a
think
piggyback ride, or like are they trying
straddling.
to make other ugly chickens? Like what exactly is like you can't just throw that out there and then not provide graphic and detailed explanations.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a disservice to the
Now,
entire chat.
with ugly chicken supplies are getting a lot more expensive. I don't know if you've noticed it, but every time I'm at the grocery store,
Big bold answer. Now I
I
just see this ugly chicken with a feather boa and
yes,
sequins
yeah.
going like flash dance style around the Candelorian. This is
A bunch of
okay.
$1 bills and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Coming to the stage.
Yeah.
It's okay. All
But
right.
yeah, the price of ugly chicken has gone up lately. So I always go
It
to
has.
the grocery section. I look for the yellow tags, and to me, that's ugly chicken. And then I'll dice it up and pressure can it. But it's been harder to do lately. So
Is it ugly chicken or is it rotten chicken? Like if the
I
yellow
think it's
tags usually mean like you have 3 hours to cook this,
yeah, it's
or
like, hey, buy it
you
today
have a
and eat it today, or you won't.
they have like little countdown timers on them.
Yeah,
Like it's
they
not
do.
even the price of chicken is steadily gone up. I think a lot of different places. Again, the weird thing that I see in a lot of that is I always expect Whole Foods to be so much
You're
more
right.
expensive than
Yeah,
everything else. And especially when it comes to meat, because of the way they source it, I guess, that the price of chicken, like the price of meat, has gone up maybe $1 a pound
yeah,
for a variety of things, but it's been pretty stable at that. Whereas when I go to other stores like Costco and stuff, like some of those prices have really gone up. So it's kind of an interesting, I think, again, like you can't take a store at face value of what prep opportunities they might have.
yeah.
Um,
We get most of our meat now at Whole Foods because it's cheaper. Like it's cheaper
yeah,
than like the other places. So yeah, sometimes Costco's like, dude, I'm not spending that much for this. So yeah,
although we love Costco.
yeah.
Costco, if you're
No, yeah.
watching, we
Sorry,
still love this
Costco. Sorry,
content.
Costco. We
Yeah,
still
exactly. We
support you.
still love you, still support you.
Yes.
Some things are a little spendy. But yeah, there is this interesting thing because Whole Foods used to be whole paycheck, and there was all
Yep.
kinds of stuff, and we used to like feel like we had to shop there because we had food allergy stuff that we needed to work around. And now a lot of times we just prefer to go there because the quality seems to be a little bit better, but the prices are either the same or seemingly a little bit less for the same thing that you might find at one of the more big box grocery stores.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, and I think people are talking about eggs. Yeah, the egg
Yeah.
prices have definitely gone up, but we've been getting eggs from our neighbor lately because they have an abundance of eggs and they can't eat them all, and so we're just getting real spoiled now with the fresh eggs. And I know the names of the chickens that gave them to me, so they're
It's like the Portlandia episode. And what are the names of the chickens? The
yeah.
chickens they
And
got with?
my kids now like they babysit, or when the neighbors are out of town, kid prepper goes and he babysits the chickens, and then we get the eggs and stuff. It's working out really nice. So.
That is fantastic. Titus Tuttle checking in as usual. He said, wait till the Fed raises interest rates at the end of the week. They actually did it this afternoon. So keep an eye out on interest rates because they're going up another 0.75 points, which will be I think that's one of the things I was thinking based on our conversation last week about how I want to do maybe some Cascadia Dispatch streams or something,
The
and
financial one.
talk
So,
about the financial piece of it a little bit more.
yeah, I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about it because I spend money on stupid stuff too. So, so I don't know if I'm.
I refer you to the wall of Legos, my
Yes.
good sir.
I thought those were all sponsorship deals that you.
If Lego sponsored me, oh my goodness, I don't know what I would do. I think at this point I'm just trying to get in the Lego affiliate program just because I feel like that could be a thing.
Well, I think you deserve the Costco affiliate first, and then the Lego.
I mean, it's the least they could do at this point.
Yeah,
I feel like I've done everything that I can. I was on there today looking for battery backup systems, but they had EcoFlow for a little while, and then now it's gone. So they have Jackery, which is a brand that you endorse.
Well, I'm a fan.
Or by endorse, you have.
I have.
You have.
I have one nearby. Actually, it's
yeah. So they have those. They have like a whole bundle kit where you can get solar panels and a couple of different sizes at Costco right now. And then Massimo, which is I still haven't figured out what that brand is yet exactly. It shows up at Costco a lot. It seems to have pretty good reviews. It's got a wide range of products. They're the ones that make the electric cooler that we have, but they also have like a mini bike that they sell on Costco and battery things. So I'm not sure if it's just like a white labeled brand or if they actually do their own stuff and it's just a wide ranging like brand. But they have some battery backups there. Duracell has one out there right now. I keep wanting to get the Zender, the Super Base V. Have you seen that?
No.
That little daddy. Whew. Oh my goodness. It looks like the coolest battery backup system I've ever seen. But it is so new that nobody actually has one. So all of the reviews are of like the prototypes and things. And it was like a Kickstarter, but they have made other products. So it's kind of, I guess, the new way that companies are making products where instead of just making the product, they go to Kickstarter and they say, hey, we think about building this thing and then get people to pre-buy it and then they build it.
Yeah.
So I think Blue Eddy did the same thing. So it's this amazing, it's got like between 4 and 6 kilowatts of power backup, and it'll do 120 and 240 out of the same outlets at the same time, and it can power like an EV and like does all kinds of stuff. But I can't find anybody who actually like has a live one that they've done a video on or something. So I keep going back and forth and waiting on that one.
Well, I think you might want to be the first video of it then.
I think that is definitely a thing. Let's see. There's a Facebook user. We have Facebook people watching. Cash, silver, or crypto. Feel like food, power, and other goods are the best buy right now. I would say all of the above. Maybe not. I don't know. Like crypto, I would put it probably the bottom of that list.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the crypto right now.
Yeah,
food like the stuff. I mean, you can't eat your silver.
Yeah, exactly.
I think food's a good one, and the power stuff is also good for sure.
Yeah, and cash is good. I think right now, like, I mean, ideally you would want to put it in something that is generating some sort of a return.
The bots came.
Oh, the bots are here. Gosh, we've made it.
Welcome bots to the broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. We should have a good night. Sutton's Days. Sutton's Days is leaving us.
Oh man,
we've enjoyed having you. Thank you for stopping by. We can relax now.
Yeah.
Everyone will go back to our usual. I think one of the things that is interesting in all of that is the food. I think the food is important. Power is a tricky one because there isn't really, short of doing like your own solar array or something, like there isn't really an option, like a bulk option for power if you want to do it yourself. Because even if you're doing like gas generators, the price of gasoline is way high. If you're doing propane, like propane has gone up. So there isn't really a cheap power alternative. I like the silver idea. Like that's good. But I mean, it's kind of all over the place. So yeah, I like the food idea. I like the cash idea. Just kind of hold hold the expenses down, save as much as you can, and ride it out for the next 6 to 12 months or so. But
I agree.
that's my
Sorry,
thought.
I was
As I'm building a gigantic office out in our backyard.
yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, we found out today that it does not seem like solar will be happening. Um, I'm not sure. I still want to do something solar, but the roof is pointed like as badly as possible from actually generating solar power.
Okay.
And I found out that the federal tax credit, you can only take it once per address. And so part of my thought was, well, we can take it on this little setup, and then when we do the whole house, we'll take it a second time. But there's no point in taking it on the little one and then getting to the point where we were putting up a bigger array and doing that. So
Yeah.
instead, I'm thinking about maybe like some folding solar panels and some attachment points on the roof or something that we could do or something. So
yeah, I think that'd be
I haven't
good.
totally killed it, but it's not going to work the way that I had originally planned. So we shall see.
Yeah, some of the energy panels, and there's some of those folding ones are pretty cool too. The ones that Survival Tech Nord uses. I think Nate uses them too. But yeah, I think that'd be a good option.
Yeah, and the secret hiding boxes are supposed to arrive tomorrow. So so that'll be secret preppers. secret boxes.
Yeah.
Secret boxes. Yeah, so those are coming. So it's starting to happen for real. I got a video.
Cool.
I'm about 2 updates behind in videos, so I need to start getting those out so that like there's actually videos on this thing, as opposed to just missing the whole thing and being like, hey everybody, here's the gigantic office thing that we built instead. That kind of defeat the whole purpose. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Everyone's wishing Sutton's Day is a good night.
Yeah,
because she is a
that was a nice treat. That was a nice treat.
Exactly. That's fantastic. Chuck is saying 2023 is going to be a really hard time. I don't think you're 100% wrong there. I think it is going to be really an interesting next 12, 14, 18 months, I think, as we go through it. Let's see. Mix of solar and wind generators for power supply.
I don't know a lot of preppers that use wind.
Have you seen the little wind generators?
No.
Costco
for me, they're
has
always
one.
they're always humongous, and they kill all the birds. But
well,
maybe there's some smaller ones I don't know about. But
so they actually have these smaller wind generators that you can get, and they're 3 feet tall or something like that. And they had one at Costco, and I was like, okay, do I? Like, this seems like it's just begging me to get it. But I don't have a place for it, really.
Are you going to get it? Are you thinking about it?
You know what? I keep going back and forth. It's one of those things that's like in the cart, and I'm always like, okay, save for later, put it back in the cart. Save for later, put it back in the cart. But yeah, there are some like small residential sized wind options. What I can't find anywhere is how well they work. So like, what sort of wind condition do you need? And if you don't have like a windy space, the bigger wind turbines, all they need is a little bit of wind to generate their leverage there is pretty big. So I don't know if we were to put it like connected up somehow, if we would even generate anything or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to take a look at it. I didn't know they made them that small. So
yeah, 400 watts. I think that's about right. I think it's I mean, they're not huge. They're not, it's not replacing a whole solar array, but you could generate a little bit. Let's see. Denise was saying several people think wind takes too much maintenance. I don't know. I don't know what if it's one of those. I feel like it's kind of like those wave machines that they have now that they put out in the ocean, and the waves move.
Those are pretty cool. I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can learn all kinds of things on TikTok, and if you haven't gone to TikTok and you don't have an issue with the general existence of TikTok, Um, Tup and I both have TikTok channels.
Yeah.
And so I would encourage you all to go and follow along. We put up a lot of things. Mine tend to be things you should buy on Amazon, and Tup's tend to be him doing dances. He's
It's
very
more,
much more TikTok-y
it's
than
more
I
eye
am.
candy for
It really is. It really is. And the likes reflect that. Like you just so many likes. It's inappropriate how many hearts you have received on your videos.
That's funny. Yeah, someone was talking about coastal. Yeah, I think if you're like on the ocean or a coastal area, that the winds, yeah, it'd probably be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you're in a gorge by rivers, like I think there's some great places. I wonder like in certain urban areas, I know that there are ways that like the buildings are constructed and they generate like essentially wind tunnels. Um because they create walls and all this stuff. So like even in that instance, it could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're just like random in
Now I'm
your
gonna go look for them. These are things I didn't know existed.
stick with me, Tup.
Okay.
I will find all of the things that you never knew exist.
Yes. Thank you.
and send you links, secret links. Let's see what is everybody else talking about. So I think people are talking about the holiday stuff. Oh, yeah, the Discord. They're talking about wind and solar on Discord.
Nice.
Denise, is that happening like right now? Is that the active conversation in the Discord, or is
Currently,
is that one of the channels? Because there are so many different channels. This Discord is amazing. I highly recommend also if you haven't joined that you join that. If you can't find the link, I didn't see it yet in the chat. If you just search on YouTube after the stream, of course, don't leave the stream, stay on the stream. But after the stream, search for the Urban Prepper Discord, and he has a video where he talks about it.
Yeah, totally.
And there's
we should do like an after one of these times. We should do like an after hours party over on Discord. I think like we used to do that, and that was a lot of fun.
I like that idea. Yeah, that's when you used to do your own live streams.
Yes,
and things. And then I was like, yeah, don't do that. Just come and let's do live streams together, and we'll do it. It'll be way easier. Be way easier.
Well, they're definitely super convenient to do on these ones because I just because normally I'm working. That's not there like that back thing, and then I just turn around and now I'm over in the live stream mode, and then after this I have to go back to work actually. So
that that sounds unfortunate. I also have to go back to work too, but I'm gonna do that later.
Yeah.
Let's see. Our farm is in a mountain. Farm's in a mountain, and there's a spring. We're thinking of doing a type of hydropower. Ooh,
cool, man!
Very
next level
exciting.
prepper stuff.
Now, are you thinking about? I think it's called the Daisy. It's like a hydropower generator that you like put in a stream. It's like yellow. Is that what you're thinking? Are you thinking like a water wheel? The Daisy thing was also interesting because they have it's like a water turbine that you put in a stream or a river, but then they made an addition, and so you can turn it into a wind turbine. So you can have wind or water.
It's like
you just can't have solar. Yeah, exactly. There's no solar attachment to it.
Have you ever tried? Speaking of, this is like the Captain Planet of power type things, but wind, water, earth, heart.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole different. Sorry, it's the power of love, my friend.
I haven't thought about Captain Planet for a while, but
tell me about when you do think about Captain Planet.
Well, I used to like Captain Planet, but
is he holding up the Prepper Guild tramp stamp? Is he like under like Atlas?
That's funny. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the one, it's like the jet boils, the things that boil the water, but you could use that for charging your phone. I forget what those are called. BioLite. Yeah. So like there's that heat based one for power too. So we have heat. Or what was Captain Planet? Was it 5 things?
It was the combined. It was
fire. There's so
water,
many of these different like Thundercats and Voltron, all those Devastator. But yeah, it was fire, earth, water.
Yep, earth.
Wind. Was there wind?
It could have been wind. It could have been.
I remember heart. And Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hart was
Heart
the
was lame.
one kid with, and he had a monkey, and
Yeah.
the monkey
Like,
was
dude,
always
like,
involved
dude,
in
you're
things. Yeah. Have you seen the Don Cheadle parody of Captain Planet?
no, that sounds
Okay, you
funny though.
should Google that. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna search Captain Planet because I
It
haven't.
was a Funny or Die, and it was one of the originals. It was old school. It was like when they were doing when they did I think it was Ruby, the landlord,
Yeah,
and it
well,
was like
that
the
one's hilarious. That's
it's amazing. But they did one, and it was Captain Planet, and Don Cheadle was Captain Planet. Um, and it was pretty fantastic. So I would highly recommend Googling that.
okay. I'm looking up Captain Planet right now. Plot. Let's
Um,
see. The
yeah,
world is in peril. Blah,
Captain
blah, blah.
Caveman is better. I think there is a group, probably several people who would agree with you on that one. Because he would just scream "Cavey" all the time and run
So
around.
it says it's a magnified heart power in the form of a male blue-skinned superhero avatar with a green mullet, possessing all of the other Planeteer's amplified powers. Where are their powers though? Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Are you on Wikipedia? I would
Yeah, I'm
think it
on
would have it
Wikipedia.
like that would be
Okay,
like a subhead.
yeah. So there's Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, and Heart. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
we're
so
in.
we got it.
Yeah.
And how did we
Chuck,
start talking about Captain Planet again?
you were talking about your tramp stamps. That was what was happening.
We were talking about tramp stamps. Then we talked about
Exactly.
wind, and then we talked
Yeah.
about the yellow turbine for the water.
Exactly.
And then I started thinking about the BioLite, and then to turn into Captain Planet somehow. Oh yeah, the fifth element. That's I think that I was confusing with too.
Yep. Yep. The so
I
another
wonder is the fifth element like a ripoff of Captain Planet then? Like where
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think the fifth element is, because they didn't combine anything. They just
That's true.
like she was
But she was like the Captain Planet of the
Yeah.
stone, right?
But I think she was more like imbued with powers. Like she didn't need, like there weren't four people that came together and then she had powers. Like she went to, like, I think there was like a temple or something that they had
Yeah.
to do. I don't recall, don't hate me for this. I don't recall all of the fifth element things. I remember Chris Tucker being involved in it. I remember the flying cars. But
Okay. The places we go on Prep Talk Live.
look, it wouldn't be.
We started off talking about prepping, and then it just went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Somehow we got to the fifth element.
We make some amazing leaps.
Yeah.
So one thing I was thinking about, and I don't know if you saw this come up in your feed, but the Casual Prepper podcast, which is probably the #1 podcast for preppers. Prep Talk Live is the #1 podcast for non-preppers. I don't know if you know that, but it's non-preppers. They did a prepper draft in their last episode.
Wow.
And they had like 20 or 30 items. And they did a draft with
like
the
a
two
fantasy
of them.
football draft.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And they posted their results. And so I'm wondering if we should do something similar. If we should take their list and then we should do
totally rip off
100%. They aren't paying attention. They don't know what's going on. They don't see our, actually they do. They see our episodes and things. But like I think
you could do a variation, I think, of it too. Like if you like, because I love the idea of like the supplies and stuff, but you could also have prepper community, like characters in the preparedness community. You could draft them that way, I think.
Oh yeah, okay. I like
that
for idea.
your community that you would have, or
yeah. Because I think what could be interesting is to then also like do our draft and then get their opinion on it.
That's true.
See what
or we could have brackets like, well then like you have to face off against other opponents, right?
That would be fantastic. In your bracket, will there be a steel chair?
Yeah.
And will you come off the top rope? Is that part of your strategy?
Yeah, then everyone has to put in like $20, and then the winner at the end of the season. It's for different, like the games could be for different apocalyptic scenarios or something like that. So
yeah. Now I do have that game, Worst Case Scenario. They like made a game out of it. It was a book that was great. They made a game out of it. And I was thinking that could be an
prepping and survival is not a game.
Yeah. You just made me think of another TikTok that is wildly inappropriate. But it's a similar idea. I'll tell you about it later.
I
Um,
I had
yeah,
another
go ahead.
idea too, but I don't know if I want to share it on the
Oh no, I
internet.
want you to share your idea. I didn't share my idea, but I would love it if you shared your idea.
Well, my kid, someone's going to steal the idea, but I don't know if you remember the game Guess Who, where
Hmm.
you have all the different faces and names and stuff, and you have to guess. And on TikTok, there's like they have like they play Guess Who, but they call it subjective Guess Who. So it's like you're not describing, is this person have a hat? You don't. It's like would this person light incense or something like that. They would, or
Oh,
is this person a vegan? Like they do subjective things, and yeah, it kind of
okay.
looks like. And so I thought it would be cool to have a variation of Guess Who, but for like some of the more popular faces of the preparedness community. I thought it would be fun. So you could do.
That is a fantastic idea. I
Yeah,
love that plan, and I
yeah,
think we should 100% do it.
we should do it. And then
Um,
I think if you could like print out these cards, and then you could just put it in your normal Guess Who game, because they just have cards in there, and so that would make it so
yeah,
you could even expand the roster, have new people as new people join the preparedness community. I thought it'd be fun.
we could. You know what? I love that idea, and that
Yeah,
would be a fun that would be a fun stream to do
yeah.
like the live
We could
and
we could
do
play
like
live subjective prepper. Guess who?
exactly. I love that very
Is
much.
that the
Um,
ideas are just flowing? It's
exactly. Squirrel.
that's squirrel.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like about where we are
Yeah,
in general. Um, oh my goodness. Have you started now I've seen in the last I don't know, week or so, the early Black Friday
well, that's right. It's coming up,
mailers and
huh?
things coming out. Have you seen those at all? Have
I
you
haven't
noticed
seen
them
it, but
yet?
I don't typically shop on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. I haven't really noticed anything, but I'm also out of the loop. So
You only shop when it's full price.
yes,
You only
well, it's always like
only if you can pay more, you're like, look, I understand that this is what you're asking for it, but can I pay you even more? Like, is that possible?
yeah. There's this one. I think I put one of the memes up that shows talks about like where it's like Wednesday $4.99 like for the TV,
Yep.
Thursday $4.99, Black Friday $6.99 crossed off. Now it's $4.99. Get it, buy it. It's on sale. Uh, it's like hold now. It's
Yeah.
one of those things.
I had a friend who is so he is an avid um to your point about subjective guess who.
Yeah,
A person that I would not have expected this from, but we had a wonderful time discussing it over a weekend. Um, he is an avid Amazon reviewer. He's like one of the top
nice,
1,000 reviewers in the world or something. Um, and he was talking about this tool that people use called Camel, Camel, Camel. Have you ever heard of that?
no.
I didn't either. I was like, what is this?
Camo
Um,
or camo like camouflage, or
camel,
camel like in the
camel
desert.
like in the desert, like
Okay,
walking through the desert.
okay, cool.
And three of them, three camels in the desert walking.com. And it's a tool that looks at the prices of items over like the last 12 months or whatever. So you can see if just because they're saying it's on a deal, if it really is a deal or not. Like what was
Mm.
the price of this thing 3 months ago? Um, and to your point, is it 4.99, 4.99, and then they jacked it up to 6.99, and now it's 4.99? Like you can look
Yeah,
and say, oh, actually, no, it's always 4.99. We don't need to do anything about this.
they should show it like stock prices. I think like what's the average price of this, and then
Yep.
for Black Friday, if it all of a sudden is that oh yeah, then that might be good. But still, I kind of go with like I don't know if you've heard Bill Burr talk about Black Friday, but he says something there's nothing that's worth getting trampled for because
Yes.
everyone's just storming to get the
Well, yeah, exactly. You know what? You know what you might want to storm for? A microphone. A microphone might
well
be helpful.
I changed my setup slightly. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have my computer a little higher up because someone says, "Hey, I could see you reading the comments during it, and you're not looking at the camera." So I raised up my stand a little bit, so now I could read fairly close. But now the microphone, I didn't want the microphone looking like this, and
Yeah.
so I have it right now on the side like that. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm very excited with this whole move because one of the things that I've got, but I don't want to go through the process of setting it up yet, just because. Um, I got a teleprompter. Um,
What?
so it'll go on. I'm gonna
Wait,
switch.
you're getting fed all your lines for this live stream.
Well, no, what I want to do, what I've seen other people do, like Sarah
Yeah.
Dietschy, I don't know if you are, she's like a tech person, and Meet
Okay.
Kevin has a huge studio setup thing. But what they do is they have their teleprompter, and it's like an iPad, and then they put elements of the live stream and stuff that they're doing in the teleprompter. So it's not just what they're reading, but it's also, you can see the chat feed and everything else. So hopefully it will make it so that I'm not looking, I feel like I'm always looking to the left or the right a little bit, straight on a little bit more. So hopefully that'll be a thing.
I thought these were going to become scripted live streams where you're the Ron Burgundy of,
exactly.
where you just read whatever's there.
also, I'm going to require you in the future to submit your script in advance. Yeah. We're going to need that for review and everything.
I'll have my people contact your people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that'll be interesting. But it'll be interesting to see if anybody else, as those Black Friday things come up. I think the other thing is Black Friday used to be one day and people would show up and they would get trampled and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And with the last couple of years, the sales season has kind of changed. And so it went from only in store to in store and online. And now it's gone from really like Black Friday day and Cyber Monday day to like the month before. And they're maybe changed some of the things, but it's like Costco's deals are in like 2-week increments. So it's like they have one set of deals for the beginning of November, the one set for the end of November, and then beginning of December. So you can kind of look at those things and then plan. And then I don't go to stores and get trampled because there is nothing worth getting trampled for. But I will sit on my couch and I will add things to my cart and have them then show up at my house delivered
that's more my speed.
Yeah. So I think it's a good opportunity, as we've been talking about saving money and stuff too, to just be mindful of the things that are on, that you accumulate on your list throughout the year of like, oh, hey, I really want a battery backup. Hey, I really want canning supplies or something like that. And just be mindful of if those things go on sale. They may not be like a toy for the kids or something like that, but doesn't mean that you can't get a gift for yourself.
Yeah, I wonder, I'm trying to think of like in the preparedness community, like what would be like the best Black Friday sales and what would be worthwhile to get trampled for? Like, I'm trying to think of like, do you want like an energy solar bank or for some solar panels, or would you, if they had a Black Friday sale for like an Atlas survival shelter bunker or something, like, is that worth getting trampled for?
If you're going to get trampled, like it needs to be like amazing.
Yeah.
And it needs to be like the savings need to be amazing because you're going to the hospital at that point. Like you've got some copays and things that are going to add on top of whatever you just paid for that item. So if it was like an Atlas survival shelter, but it was like $1, like, all right, maybe if that might be a thing.
Now, if you could get, I don't know, like an e-bike, like the bug out e-bike for half off, but you're going to get trampled, would you do it?
Is it just soft tissue damage of the trample, or are bones getting broken as well?
You're gonna have people are gonna all be rushing through the door at the same time. You're gonna get trampled a little bit, and then you'll get in the second wave, and you'll trample some people too. But there's gonna be some minor injuries. Is that?
Yeah.
Would you do it for the half off on the e-bike?
I don't know.
I don't think I would.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Too old to be trampled.
Dehydrator, pressure canner, solar generator.
Oh. Yeah, those dehydrators are really expensive. So those are
so there's dehydrator, and then there's freeze dryer.
Oh, sorry, I meant the freeze dryer. Yeah, freeze dryers. Like, would you get trampled for a freeze dryer if you could get it for 75% off?
I don't know. Like, I don't. And part of that is like also, I think you have to recognize the privilege in the idea that like for a lot of people, there's a lot of things that might be trample worthy that like may not be trample worthy to, and that like is a very lucky and fortunate spot to, that it would be, in order for it to be trample worthy, it would need to be like like a homestead. Like if there was like everyone gets
Mm.
20 acres somewhere, like with water, like with a well already on it or something, like all right, you know what, I'd have a cast for a couple of weeks to, you know, maybe make that happen. Like that would be a thing.
Yeah,
Um
I think that might be worthwhile. I mean, that's a lot of money right there for sure. Uh, and you could start exercising and gearing up for being trampled like a boxer training for.
it's like a Rocky like montage getting ready for the trampling that is about to happen. Like
What? Okay, what about
preparing.
A Tesla truck Black Friday sale, 75% off? You're gonna get trampled.
So, yeah, that would be
Are you
that's
gonna
now we're tempted. Now I'm getting tempted.
get? Okay,
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe like a Rivian,
yeah.
um,
Trying to
something
think
like
some
that.
other prepper type stuff that people would really like to.
Yeah, it's something that like a duck boat. I would love to have a duck boat. That
Yeah.
would be so much fun. They make those personal helicopters that you can
Oh,
get those. Okay, I would consider that
yeah.
because they're small. Like you could land them like in your backyard, and then you could like take off and stuff. I don't know how you would get fuel for all of the return flights in a disaster, but like details, right?
Yeah. It looks like Pigs Fly would for 40 acres with a well and stream is worth getting trampled for.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Denise,
trample is
9
very.
tray Excalibur dehydrator,
Yeah,
trampled. Um, here, lots of freeze
the
dryers.
freeze dryers are so expensive. So unless you get a
Yeah.
sponsorship deal, that's that's a lot of money.
You know, the freeze dryer thing, here's a question for everybody who's looking for a freeze dryer. So, like, Harvest Right is like the name brand, but I have seen recently a couple of other brands get kicked around in the space.
Mm.
People frustrated with issues that they have with their Harvest Right, and there are a couple of other brands that are coming up, and I don't remember what they're called. But I'm just curious if anybody who's looking at freeze drying, have you looked at any of the alternative freeze dryers, or is everyone still kind of like on the Harvest Right bandwagon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see what else. Let's see, Pigs Fly or Pony Girl. If you didn't make it out of the store, would you make it to your vehicle
That's
without
a
getting
good
a
point. There's
coffin?
there's two phases of it. So
Yeah, it's like American Gladiator style, like that thing where they used to
I used
chase
to
people
love
with,
American. Yeah,
where like you'd have to get to the ball and then you had to get the ball back and get it in the cone. So it was like, okay, you made it through the first line of defense, but now you got to get it all the way back.
that would be a great prepper TV show.
That would be.
And have again some of the personalities of the preparedness community, or I'd like to see Denise Under Pressure with Denise go through the prepper gauntlet of like American Gladiator, and there's like Laser and what do I forget those who were all the American Gladiators.
Oh, there were so many. Yeah, there were a
There's some
lot.
really good ones.
Thunder, I think, was
Yeah,
Nitro.
Nitro. Yeah,
Nitro was like, yeah, he was like the figurehead of all of it. Lots of people still on the Harvest Right bandwagon. Montana actually has one. That is fantastic. How do you love it? Do you love it? Do you like it? Would you change anything?
would you get a solar system for your house, the full meal deal,
Full meal deal?
but for 25% the cost, you're
Yep.
going to get trampled. Are you going to?
Is it 25%? So now here's where I go with this. Is it 25% the cost after the tax rebates?
Oh.
Or is it 25% the cost gross?
Let's say after even
After the rebates,
yeah,
we get trampled for that.
you would.
Yeah, with the batteries and everything,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
it's worth getting trampled for. Okay.
that would be like the quotes that we've gotten for our house would be, it's a $50,000 to $70,000 array to put up, and then
Yeah.
the batteries are like another 20 a piece, and we probably need one or two of those. So you're talking
for $100,000, like if you could get it for 20,000 for prepper Black Friday, you're getting trampled by some of the other preppers.
Exactly.
It might be worth it then.
Well, and then if you take the credits off of it, okay, that makes it more like 70 or 80, and then you take another 25, like so to get $70,000-$80,000 off of something like that, I would consider it. Yeah.
All right.
right
This is an
thing. How about you?
interesting topic.
What would you get trampled for?
I don't. I feel like I'm too old. Like
Just,
my
you just give up. You're
in my
just like, you
younger
know what?
days, you play sandlot football and stuff like sandlot trample, sandlot Black
Sandlot
Friday.
trample. What
Well,
school did you go to?
I went to. I was in a couple gangs.
Went to
No,
full contact elementary where they
yeah,
just
no, yeah, we did.
a
I mean,
Thunderdome.
yeah, I don't know. We always played sandlot football and stuff, and we always come. Someone gets injured every time. So I don't know. I don't think I'd do well getting trampled for. Man, I can't think of something. But yeah,
Sounds like the people that are like, I wouldn't do well in prison. Like, I don't.
well,
Who would? Who's like, oh yay, trample me? Like that's
yeah.
not a thing that.
I
But
think
you
like
know, for a
certain,
solar system,
boxers and MMA,
yeah,
you probably do pretty good in Detroit. But yeah,
Uh,
part of like getting trampled for Black Friday is that you're usually missing out on Thanksgiving too. So you're like in that tent for like 48 hours or something, and
yeah,
then you got to make your sprint to the finish line when they
yeah.
open up.
Pigs fly. Yes, we all have the trampled price.
Yeah,
Everyone has a price, and everyone has a trampled price.
yeah.
That is 100%.
Again, we've gone all sorts of places on this stream, right?
We have, and we're clocking over an hour, so
Wow.
I think it is time.
Is it dinner time already?
We save a little bit. We save a little bit for next time.
We leave them wanting more than wanting less.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because normally they want so much.
we already
They're
lost
like,
Sutton's day. She's like, okay,
yeah,
I'm done.
exactly. She was like,
I'm done with
15
these
minutes
guys.
of this, I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. If you have questions or things you want us to talk about, we've gotten a couple of emails. Pigs Fly sends me wonderful emails of questions, and we make sure to cover them in the following episode. So go ahead and leave comments or send us emails, drop us DMs, whatever you want to do. We would appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Is Wednesday? How's your count? I know you're lots of things happening.
I'm going to be flying down to California next Wednesday.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to be
very busy.
I'm going to be in California until Friday, so maybe.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll do that solo or something, or we'll figure something.
Or do the financial one and have like a
exactly. We'll do the financial one while you're gone. Yeah, just keep all that away from top. All right. Well, we'll figure something out.
Maybe I could do a little live stream from the airport. Hey,
exactly. As you're going through security, getting trampled.
Yeah, they love that.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. All right, everyone. We'll have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you next time on Prep Talk Live.